Good evening, everybody. So, a common thing I hear about in regards to INFJs is, why do you always look so unhappy? Why do you always look so miserable? That scowl, that grimace, no one glowers like you do. Why do we often look unhappy? Well, many reasons. For one, because you don't join my Patreon, even though it's cheap. Well, the first level is $5 a month, but you don't do it anyway because, man, I'm not connected to the right people. Or am I? And I just don't say it. I've never been a name dropper. But regardless, join my Patreon. In all seriousness, the reasons why INFJs always look unhappy, it's like everything with us, very deep and layered. For one, we overthink everything, every decision. It is nearly impossible for an INFJ to shoot from the hip, unless, of course, someone they care about is in danger or being abused and we must protect them. Then the rage and the fury will come like that and be uncontrollable. In my case, demonic and somewhat feminine too, but it's a Lilith thing. So we overthink everything, and we oftentimes assume the worst because even before we knew what we were, like what an INFJ is, introvert, intuition, all that, we knew we weren't like most people. So we knew, the regular standard way, this is how it goes. We knew that didn't apply to us, And many of us, including myself, especially myself, suffer from bad luck. Luck so bad that it defies the laws of probability in many ways. So there's that, and the whole idea, INFJs are very esoteric, so the whole idea of oh, it just is what it is, go with the flow, and everything happens for a reason, and right place, right time makes us sick, especially me. But we're in those deep thoughts, we're very forward thinking. So when we think something through, and when I say think something through, I mean not sleep at night, and we come to the conclusion that we have sufficient data to be successful in the endeavor, and we decide to pursue it. When things don't progress, like after our vast overthinking and actually doing something about it, when things don't progress, it turns deeply to despair, because then our minds are reeling, possibly in an NITI loop, about what we missed. Because not only now is it like, oh, things aren't working out the way I planned, but what did I miss? Like, is my own intuition slipping that I couldn't foresee this outcome even after doing due diligence to ensure that I had the best possible outcome for success? And especially depending on what you're going for, other people probably be encouraging you too. And then that kicks in your trust issues. So there's that. The sense of integrity that we have also makes us look miserable, because we live in a world of narcissists, by narcissists, and for narcissists. And that's the end result of 40 years of, narcissistic boomer leadership, and greed is good, and whoever dies with the most toys wins. I'll stop myself from going on a tangent there for once. But you all know what I'm talking about if you've been with the channel for a while. So the idea of that crushing revelation that the world is not meant for people like us, which then goes into how misunderstood we are, because a lot of people are surface level and we're very deep, and people only see us for what we are on the surface level, and I get misjudged for that all the time. They see unmarried, aging male model. Obviously, they assume Playboy and Casanova. Well, I am a Casanova, but not in the pop culture sense, in the sense that that's my maternal bloodline. And I am a direct descendant of that Casanova as well, who also was a witch, jailed 5 years for witchcraft. In fact, I'm, to the best of my knowledge, the only living practitioner of witchcraft from that bloodline now. How sad is that? But that being misunderstood, and the fact that even when we open up and endeavor and trust someone enough to want to open up and have a deep conversation with, when we don't get that chance, that crushes us, you know, especially if we were led to believe we could open up to this person, and that they were pushing us to do so. So that just pushes us further into isolation, into hermit mode. I did a video called INFJ Hermit Mode a while back. Watch it. It's in the INFJ playlist. So that leads to our unhappiness and that overthinking that no matter what we do, things will never change, because INFJs crave change, like real substantial change most of the time, and we're not afraid to take drastic actions to get it, and we're not afraid of making radical changes relatively quick in our life. We're, one of our strong attributes is we're very, we adapt very well. INFJs are good at functioning as loners better than most. So if a situation were to arise, like for a career or a relationship that would require us to basically leave everything we know and go somewhere else, if we're doing it for someone we truly love, or for a job that we, see as something that'll give us true sense of purpose, we have no problem doing it, because those are the most important things. We don't need nor really have a comfort zone. We're pretty much outcasts and misunderstood most places we venture. So to have something of true meaning is worth any risk. And again, we can easily adapt, and you'll find, and here's my little caveat, if you've been in the same environment your whole life, is it truly comfortable, or is it all you know? Because perhaps the reason your life is crap and toxic is because what you're deeming as normal is toxic, but you are afraid to venture outside of it, which means you're under the control of a narcissist. So there's that aspect as well. Always being deep in thought can be a misconception that we're miserable. Like we could, when we are truly deep in our heads, we're not even aware of what we're looking at or what our facial expression is. We are unaware of our surroundings. I can get so deep in my head, I don't even know what I'm staring at. All I can see is the pictures in my head. I can completely dissociate away from what's going on around me, which I've been told is wildly unhealthy psychologically, but nevertheless I can do it. So we may look miserable, but when in fact we're trying to work something out in that labyrinthian mind that we are trapped in. Yeah, what else can lead to our unhappiness? Yeah, that knowing sense that no matter what we do, nothing's ever going to change despite our best efforts. And we're very good at, like I said, of adapting, adjusting tactics, doing things differently, learning from mistakes, because we forget nothing. And even with applying these tactics, if nothing ever changes, then there's that sense of hopelessness and why try? Because INFJs by definition are not materialistic. So the idea of ambition for materialistic success, money for money's sake, look at my stuff, that's abhorrent to us. It's complete anathema to who we are. So without some sense of purpose to drive us, to make us think we're making the world a better place, or to truly find unconditional love, there is absolutely no motivation for an INFJ. We, in fact, are not living, but just existing, which existence is pain for us, especially if we feel we're trapped in a world not made for us, where things will never get better and we will never truly be understood, or, especially for me, ever be given a fair chance. We have that crippling aspect of, oh, every time I come close to getting something I want, a third party comes and ruins it for me for no reason other than that they can. Yeah, why should I keep trying? This gets more, that, and then people, with their platitudes and cliches, oh, try again, get up. It's like, yeah, but it's like being a boxer. Every time you take a blow to the head and it's a massive concussion, it becomes harder to get up. And every subsequent concussion causes more, the damage is cumulative. It gets harder every time, not easier, harder. which is why a lot of us become recluses. And we hate being lumped in with non-normal people because we know we're not normal. And as INFJs age, they learn how to embrace their eccentric qualities, as I have long ago. So, and learn how to express themselves and not give a damn with what people think, save for whoever our love interest is at the time. And that's the truth. If I'm lying, I'm dying. So, that is why we oftentimes look miserable, even when we're not. Or perhaps we are, and perhaps we're miserable because, you know, the world doesn't give us a chance. As much as we help people, as good as we are as like natural therapists with our intuition and empathy of helping other people through their problems and make changes, despite the fact that we ourselves do not fear change and actively seek it, it seems that no matter what we do, the true change we crave, that true sense of purpose, that true understanding, that unconditional love, that blue rose is always just beyond our grasp. And that will make true sadness inescapable. This makes sense to you, or if you just make sense because you know someone like this, please like and subscribe. Liking and subscribing is free, but also you could send a one-time tip to the channel if you appreciate my work via the links found in the description. There's Cash App, Venmo, PayPal, but please check out my PayPal. Yeah, check that out too, but please check out my Patreon account, and come on, it's $5 a month. Also, there's links to my Instagram, if you want to join that, because that helps my modeling career, because apparently Instagram followers are important, and I don't take Instagram seriously because I'm very much a product of, the mid-2000s modeling environment where that wasn't a thing, and you actually had to have charisma instead of just followers. Yeah. Oh, some things don't change for the better. Anyway, it's free to follow me there too, and that's also how you get a hold of me if you want to consider spell work. Okay, I hope that was enlightening. I've had a long day.